Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Pluribus episode 3. This time we'll be discussing the episode, I think it was called Grenade or something like that. You can confirm for me, is that
We'll be
correct?
discussing episode 3. That's crazy.
Yes, indeed. So welcome back after 1 week. I am joined by Kyle Entertainment. I'll introduce him this time before the recap. Go ahead.
It's fitting that you remember so succinctly the intro of the last episode of Discussion Elitery. How fun. How nice of you to correct yourself. Correct for your terrible behavior.
Indeed. You're welcome.
That was funny because I corrected my sentence in the middle of that. God, I'm unintentionally genius, and I just did it again.
That's so impressive. This is just like last time when you made a reference to the hive mind or something in the intro. So
we're recording 3 hours after the last one. That's what all the meta text is in this conversation so far.
Yes. Anyway.
Oh, goodness, Leary.
So everyone,
the show's got such a hold on us. We can't stay away.
That is, yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it.
I mean, we could.
Yeah. So recap everyone briefly, because it's been years since you've seen this. Carol and Helen, we remembered her name now, Helen, there we go.
We love the great Helen.
They stayed in Ice Hotel 7 years ago, and then we cut to the present day where Carol decided to bring Zosha, which is the woman's name, on her plane. And then Carol asks about the non-English survivors, and then she has a call with one of them, who turns out to be quite an unpleasant fellow. And then she goes home and then gets mail from Helen, and then tells the hive mind to forget about Helen. And then some bunch of stuff happens, basically. They give her food, then she rejects it, they restock the grocery store, the lights go out because they're trying to be efficient and all that, and then they give her a grenade. And then it explodes, but it turns out Zosha's okay, and Carol asks if they can give her a nuclear bomb, basically. And that's the episode.
What a short and succinct, character-focused episode, Elitery. Were you disappointed?
I love this episode. This is probably my favorite one so far. This was really good. What do you think?
Well, it's probably my least favorite so far, but it wasn't so bad.
That's good to hear.
Which is interesting, because you'd think Mr. Kyle Entertainment over here would like the character-focused episodes, not this silly sci-fi nonsense. But here we are.
Indeed. I mean, there was a mix of both. I don't know if I would think it's like particularly more character than any of the previous ones.
But it was all about the great Carol.
That is true, but it does feel like the show is going to be about that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Elitery, may I start us off?
Please, go ahead.
That Ice Hotel ain't real, Elitery. This is some sci-fi shit.
I could be convinced either way. I don't know. Either way, I think it's like super cool. Like, this is a really...
No, it's gotta be real.
I don't know. I mean, I could easily imagine them making this concept in the script and then like making it an actual set. This is like a thing that I could imagine them doing. But also at the same time, I could definitely imagine this thing actually existing. So I truly have no idea.
Let me tell you something, Elitery. It's so hot right now that I just wish I was in an ice cell.
Yeah, well, would you want an ice bed? Because that would be very
I don't know,
cold.
that was a little weird.
True. But it was really
I've never even seen snow in my itty-bitty life, Elitery, so how would I know?
That is true. Did you... Yeah. It was just great. I like I said, this is another cold open, kind of, where it's, like, detached from the rest of the episode. Yeah, that was funny. I didn't even pick it up. But yes.
Oh, my goodness.
It just is basically... It has a cool set, cool design, cool concept, and just mundane characterization, which I like.
True, we love their little dynamic. It's the best thing in the episode 1. I loved it a lot, and it was very funny because you see Carol's a little mean tsundere girl, and Helen's a little positive outlet. And juxtaposition is great, Elitery. We just love seeing them interact, and because they love each other despite it. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry.
Yep. I mean, it's like there's small things I like about Carol. It's like the fact that it is like the for all the great anime fans, the tsundere kind of elements, yeah. But it's like it is truly the fact that, like, she doesn't really want to be there. But then, like, obviously years in the future, when they're talking about it, she thinks of it positively,
She just doesn't know how to think. She just doesn't know how to express herself, Elitery. She's loving life.
Yeah, exactly. But then there's, like...
And silly Helen calls her out on it, too.
Yeah, indeed. But it's even, like, small elements, like the fact that she's worried about her book, but at the same time, she like doesn't want it probably to succeed, is what I'm guessing.
Also she hates her book, but she wants it to succeed, Elitery. If it failed, her ego would be hurt, but if it succeeded, she would also be sad because that means she has to write shitty more books. She's a cynical young lady, Elitery, and nothing's going to make her happy. This is prestige television, damn it.
That is true. Yeah, lovely little opening scene with a tour guide who just keeps yapping and is putting on a performative voice like all tour guides do. It was lovely. We love that guy.
There's something funny about tropes where like the cool, nice, attractive man is like taking lesbians around somewhere. And there's something very fun about that dynamic of the one lesbian that doesn't give a shit because she doesn't like men, and the other one who's like very nice and treating him like a pet. This is something I've seen before, Leary. And it's a funny little dynamic. I like it. Because right after they shut the door, they didn't say it in this show, but in this other scene that I'm definitely remembering correctly, they say, "Isn't he just so cute?" But like it's funny because like they don't actually think he's cute.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? I can't relate to this, but
you know, the one thing I'm thinking of is Balalaika did this to a Japanese like hotel boy when they were in Tokyo for an arc of Black Lagoon, but she's not gay and that wasn't the context. So who knows if I'm making this up right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad the show could evoke this trope within you. Yeah.
You know what it invoked in me?
No.
This is a great transition. Great disappointment, Elite-Ari, because then we open this episode and we're not on Air Force One, we're just on our shitty old plane. What happened to my favorite guy?
I was glad. I was like, oh, look at this. This is not what I was expecting. I guess it was like one of two possible routes. Like it was either we're going down the Zosha route or... I mean, we might see him again one day. I would probably predict we're not going to see him again, but it is certainly possible, I feel like. But...
You know, Plex.com has thumbnails that I've looked at.
Well, I haven't, so I guess we'll find out. But...
True.
Yeah. So what did we talk about now? Like
we were going on chronological order, Elite-Ari.
Yeah,
and so we're on a plane.
We are.
And she's being kind of mean. And our favorite girl is always coming over to sit with us. And then these fucking loser guys keep trying to talk to us. We didn't like those guys, Elite-Ari, these pilot guys.
Yeah.
And they were going over the intercom, and that was pissing me off. So we didn't like them.
That's
true. That's what happens with my medium is the message from last time, where you remember we like the cute girl, all right? And she's the hive mind, not these dudes. We don't like dudes.
Yes, indeed.
Now, the dude at the end, now that was a fellow.
My goodness. I love that. That was a good performance. I really like that. He was really funny.
It was also weird because he was trepidatious.
Yeah. It was
and the main girl is too sometimes.
That is true.
So I don't know.
They are the same person.
Because it is kind of... We did speculate on this a little bit of like, what if she started killing them? And obviously that's definitely a potentiality if they give her a nuclear bomb. And is that where the trepidation comes from? Is it just general, lots of killing? They don't like killing. So is it not just self-defense? What's going on there?
The question I think for me at this point is whether the show is like... It's interesting. To me, my reading of what's happening at the moment is that it's like we're expecting this hive mind to turn evil at some point or to do something to control Carol at some point. But it really does feel like...
we're a bunch of cynical people.
But it does feel like it's just not going to happen. Like they're willing to give her a nuclear bomb, literally, unless they're lying.
No.
Yeah, well...
But no, something will change there. Right now, they're good guys, but something could change. Carol could be a little too mean, and then they're going to shift.
And I feel like the thing the show could be doing is that we're meant to be thinking that still. And it's just, there is going to be no ulterior motive is what the thing's going to be. And it's going to be like, literally the only thing they care about is one day assimilating her, and that's it. And until then, they're trying.
They're finna kill ya. You just got to wait and see, Elite-Ari. But yeah, also, I'm not so confident. I'm just being funny. But Elite-Ari, remember in the last part where I said they're going to use the timer to flash forward in time a lot so we can have context that we're in. They did it, but they did it in the past, Elite-Ari. So I get half points.
You do. That was I thought it was, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's what Kyle said. That's crazy. And it is a good thing. I like it. It's a cool time
I want to make an amendment
to
another one of my ideas that I figured out is now going to be true in a different way. So you remember how I said at some point their behavior is going to be a little off and it's going to be obvious to us that they've changed or something, and I said they're going to be evil for it. What I reckon is going to happen is something's going to be wrong with our main girl, and it'll force Carol to show great empathy for her or something. Now, I guess she already did that. She saved her life in this episode, and I didn't really think about that when I thought about this. But no, it's going to be something else. And they did do that already in this episode, huh?
That is true.
But like she's gonna be less than herself, and Carol's gonna miss the old her.
I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like the hive mind, or do you mean it's like... Because one thing I was thinking is that what happens when like one of these hive mind people get brain damage? Like if she wakes up and she is different.
Oh yeah, she's got a concussion. I thought about this.
Yeah, like what
is she?
Yeah.
Oh, another thing, they started drinking, and I'm like, what if she gets drunk and she gets less connected, and the more of her original self comes out or something?
Yeah, exactly.
And they wouldn't know this because they've never tried to drink alcohol because it's not efficient or whatever.
True.
And that could be crazy.
That could be interesting. I didn't even think about that. That is true.
That didn't happen, so that was
not
sad. Because she was making jokes. Well, she was almost getting a little flirty there with the drinking and stuff, and then she got right up in her face, and I said, "Oh my goodness, are they going to kiss right now for real?" But
Yep.
they didn't kiss. So yeah, I was thinking about some of those thinking things.
Yes,
But
indeed.
truing.
Okay, so back to the plane. Carol is asking some questions about who these other non-English speaking people are, which is good. I like this. You know, it's a very satisfying audience thing. I'm like, thank God we're finding out more about it. And the crazy thing to me is that one of them is an 8-year-old, which is like, imagine that.
Yes.
Like, what would that be like? You just like, how would you even process what happened to the world? Like, it just becomes your new normal, and like, what do you even do? What do the people do with it? Like, is it they just treat it like
a young boy?
Like, yeah, like,
they all. Do you think they send a bunch of other kids over to interact?
They send all their friends.
Or do they just send adults? Yeah, they just send adults, and they get down on their knees to give eye contact and say, "Little Sammy, you got to do this thingy." It will be curious if we meet them. I do think somehow we're going to meet the mean guy on the phone, though. I feel like that's a thing that has to happen.
I'm curious. What do you know? What happened there? Like the impression I got was that, oh, okay, he's just not a nice guy or something. But like, were we meant to understand what he said, or like?
Well, no, I don't think so. Well, cabron means like guy, I think. Like that means like bro or something. And she said that at the end. She said "fuck off, cabron" or whatever, but she said it in Spanish. It was also interesting where she could speak a little Spanish. A bunch of these Americans can speak a little Spanish.
I mean, it's New Mexico, you know.
True, Alidari. Good point. Now I can speak New Zealander, Alidari.
Right. Go ahead.
I can't, Alidari. Right. Anyway, I was gonna make an actual point before I made a New Zealand joke, Alidari. What was I saying? Spanish, meeting that guy, Alidari. True, we're gonna meet that guy. Oh, and I think he's probably like a prepper or something, Alidari. He knew the world was gonna end, except he didn't know. He was just an idiot. And so he doesn't like phone calls. That's why he told her to piss off immediately, because she said, or he just assumed she was one of them, but probably not. That's boring.
I also agree. I think it's like he's probably a guy who just is a social, like he doesn't like people. That's my takeaway from what I got from that.
He's like Bill from The Last of Us, but he's gonna fall in love with Carol. Epic.
I doubt it. You know what? If I were to predict anything, I don't think we're gonna see that guy. I think there's a chance we see the main guy again, like the guy from last episode. I don't think there's a chance we see this guy. The show could surprise me. You know, still got a long time left.
But you said there was an 8-year-old. There was also a really old guy, so that's not very nice.
That's okay. They can die. It's all right.
Do you think he's making the same wish as the guy on the plane? I bet so, Alidari. Now,
no, he's probably happy because his wife is with him and she survived. And
sure,
yeah, it's all good.
I don't know. She's an old lady shaken. She probably fell over and died.
That is probably true. Yeah. Okay. So we have the plane scene. They're talking about stuff. What else happens then? I have a great bit that I love during the plane scene, actually. It's I don't know if it's like the line plus the delivery plus just like the very concept of it, which is when she's like, wait, I wrote it down somewhere. Where is it? She says, he lives in Yemen. He's a Mayosin or whatever, into some word. And she's like, Mayosin, that's what is that? Just the way that she delivered it. It was very, it's not the like there's a very conventional way to deliver that line as like a gag or whatever, but the way she delivered, I was like, it's so earnest. And it's like, for the beginning of that sentence, she genuinely was like, she probably had the impression that she might have been able to finish that sentence, but she just couldn't, and it was very funny. And it like said a little bit about like the assumption she makes about like the people from that place, and it was just very funny. So I like that a lot.
I didn't notice this line at all, Leary, so whatever you're saying must be incorrect.
No, it was lovely.
You know what's sad now, Leadery?
What?
This is a complete pivot. The normies have only reacted to 2 episodes. What am I supposed to do now?
That is tragic. Well, what you'll do is wait until the 18th of February, where Blind Wave will react to the first 4 episodes, I think, on their Patreon or whatever.
I could subscribe to the Great Normies Patreon, Leadery, but I don't think I will be.
Yeah, that is true. But
sad.
Yes. So you don't have any insights for us this time, like you did last time for the Great Normies. I wonder what we've missed.
That's why I don't have any notes. I made my notes last time. What do you call it? Watch the normies reaction. Oh my god, your boy Roshi, leader. You like those guys? They
sometimes.
Did it.
That's good to hear.
Oh my god, that movie couple that I watch sometimes did it. Oh, okay.
It's a popular reaction show, I think.
Oh, well, definitely, Leary. All the twists and turns. All the speculation.
Indeed.
I've got a bit of speculation for
Go
you.
ahead,
Should have been
please.
your transition there. No, I didn't have one. That's what
I like I like the very idea of having the hive mind doing things in the background and Carol not being aware of it. Like the idea that they're shutting off electricity. They were just planning to never tell her.
All the food.
Yeah, they take all the food. It's like, oh, we're just doing things, you know? We're like optimizing the world. We don't need to tell you about it because it's not going to really impact you, but you know, if it does, we'll fix it. I like it. It's a cool thing. I like when stories do this. There's like stuff going on in the background. It's constantly shifting. Chainsaw Man does this sometimes a little bit. No spoilers there, luckily, but I think it's very cool when it happens here, you know?
They frickin' died.
Maybe. We'll see. Now...
Elite then they put all the food back and it was just like my old job for real.
That is true, yeah. But
what a great little unison thing. If only my employees worked like that, Elite, I wouldn't have wanted to kill myself every day.
Yep.
But they all did the thing where they pulled up with all the trucks and it looked like they were going to fuck it up, but they were all in unison.
They all formed like an interesting formation. It was kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
And they all, when they were leaving the store, they all spoke from their mouths.
True, that was a little weird.
It was very efficient because they didn't want to stop moving, but they wanted to keep talking.
Was it?
Kind of cool.
Yeah,
yep.
I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They have places to be.
Yep. Okay.
So what do you think? What if they were like, what if they needed all those people at the hospital, but Carol wanted her toenail clipped? Do you think they would prioritize making Carol happy with the clipping of the toenails or save 3 of their other guys who are going to die if we don't all go and lift the tank that just fell on them?
Whenever I think of this show, you know, I think of that first poster I ever saw that was basically like a smiley face. At least that's what I remember. And it makes me think about how like maybe the ultimate like goal of these things is to maximize happiness or something. And maybe it is. They want to make Carol happy, and that is like the thing. Like they just want to help Carol.
Because
or whatever,
even them that are dying are maximizing happiness right now. And Carol isn't, so Carol's happiness would take priority, Elite. Jesus. And the motivating happiness, their biological imperative, Elite, is to make her happy. And the only way she'll ever reach 10 out of 10 happiness is to help her into the thing. Elite, you're just so smart.
I am, yes.
You think that's going to be like a reveal in the last episode? They say, Carol's like, she's bleeding out because she just blew up a bunch of them, but they shot her back. And she says, what is your biological incentive? And they say, happiness, Carol, happiness. And because Carol doesn't have any happiness, she's a cynical lady.
There was something not hinted, but there was like a line here at the beginning where she talked about freezing eggs. And it did make me think if that's ever going to come up again. Like
that was interesting.
Because that could definitely be a thing where it's seeded now, and then later on, the conversation of like kids comes up, and they talk about how like maybe the hive mind doesn't want kids, and maybe she does, and it's like a whole thing there. Like I don't know.
So Elite, since you know everything about lesbian relationships, do you think both of them freeze their eggs, or they just choose one of them, or what do you think's the go there? Do you think if you're in a lesbian relationship, you would want one like kid from each? But then what if you start picking favorites, like your biological kid is your favorite versus their biological kid is their favorite? What if in a divorce you only want to take your this is not a good, Elite. You just got to choose one of them.
You know, I don't think this is that crazy. What's the difference? Like you're saying, it's like having an adoptive kid or something. Like it's like the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They should just adopt so we can avoid this mess entirely.
Right, true.
Do you think gay couples should be able to adopt children, Elite?
Yes. I mean,
oh my goodness, that was great.
About as much as straight couples. So there we go. Now,
no kids need to be adopted in the Pluribus world, Elite.
Well, there's that one 8-year-old kid, but that's it. As far as we know.
True.
Now, there could be a whole underground shelter of kids somewhere, but yeah.
He's got the only one parent he needs.
Yeah, the one, the hive, or whatever they call themselves. Do they have a name for themselves yet? Have they referred to it? We, I guess, us? Pluribus? Yeah, true. Many, yeah. It could be a name drop at some point. I guess it could happen, right? Like, if it is mean many or whatever. Like, we are Pluribus. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway,
what if secretly... Carol is a hive mind too, just of negativity and everybody's negative emotions, and she doesn't even know it because part of being so negative is individualization or something, so she thinks she's just one lady. And therefore she is the Pluribus. Didn't think of that, did you?
No, I didn't, because I don't think she's a hive mind of negativity, but maybe. One thing that did cross my mind, though, this time, concerning the hive mind, is... I mean, I feel like this episode more so than the last two. I did feel to convince me a little bit as to like maybe the hive mind is a good thing, and it is purely because of I didn't even really think about this, but an element of the hive mind that I think Carol is starting to realize potentially. I guess we'll see where it goes. Is that people live forever. Like Helen is in the hive mind; she literally exists there.
Yeah.
If they wanted to bring her out, I'm sure they could.
They should say, and they have to say at some point. if you want to be reunited with Helen,
Yes,
Carol,
exactly.
you know what you gotta do.
Yeah, that is where it feels like it is heading eventually. Now, I don't know if that's going to be an end of story thing or like a premise that gets brought up like next episode or something.
That could be our
Um,
bittersweet end. She's walking into it saying she's going to be with Helen as she's remembering all those great things that were listed off that they did together. Oh, she was listing them off, actually. It wasn't even the hive mind.
yes,
Remember, she said, you're having thingies in Amsterdam or something, and she's something and the something. And then she referenced the thing from the beginning, so we knew that that was a real, those were,
indeed, it was very cute. It
Uh-huh.
is the
That was when
element.
she was happy for a second.
Yes,
She seemed.
well, who knows what true happiness is, but yeah, it's like that there is a reciprocal element where it is that Carol, like, part of, how do I say this? Carol loves part of the hive mind in Helen, but part of the hive mind in Helen loves Carol. And I don't know, how do you resolve that? I guess it is like she becomes part of it, but it's strange. It's a thing. It's a character thing, a theme thing. I have no idea.
What is a theme?
What is humanity? That's the real question. Like, there is also the whole element of the they talk about how, like, Carol has ultimate power basically in this world, right? Like the individual in a world that is collective is like given power, which like symbolically or thematically is like, wow, isn't the individual
like
so
Ayn
important?
Rand elitery.
True, yes. But yeah, like what do you think is like the driving idea behind being willing to give her a nuclear bomb? Like, I don't like, what is the consistency there? Like, is it truly that?
Well, it's not
only...
going to kill all of them, so do they really care? But also, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it is, because it's like the ultimate answer to like, is there some threshold she could cross where she's gone too far, she's done too much, she's killed too much, she's like something bad has happened, but it seems there is just none. Like what she should ask is, what if I like destroyed the world? Like, would you be okay with that? Like that's like the ultimate question to ask.
A thing I keep thinking is like, what if because she keeps asking for like biologists and stuff, but she never says what she would want, and assumingly what she would want is to like figure out how to kill the virus or whatever. And I wonder what they would say if she like made that like publicly her goal. I don't know.
I am curious. I think she should ask, but I think my immediate thing is like, obviously they would just say, you know, Carol, we can't. It's a part of our biological drive. We can't do that. That's our one thing. Like, you know, we can do everything. Well, we just can't go against our biological like drive or whatever.
Well, yeah, obviously, but that's boring. What if she was like actioning it though? She was figuring it out.
True.
Like she was in the middle of killing them all. Would they kill her?
I think they would
killed her in the -1 millisecond. That would
you
be
have
a pretty
to
cool shot or something.
I think you have to, for this, you have to speak in analogies. Like they talked about like throwing a life raft to like someone who's drowning. I think it's a similar thing where it's like, if that person who is drowning, if they start punching you or whatever, you're gonna like what are you gonna do? You're gonna make him drown you too, or like are you gonna just let him go? I think. I think the analogy would probably extend to this, where it's like if she starts fighting against their biological imperative, I think they're probably gonna not want that.
I figured it out with this happiness thing earlier, right? So no matter what happens to anybody that's in the hive mind, they will always be at 10 out of 10 happiness. So even if they all get blown up in an explosion, a nuclear explosion, as long as it brings Carol a little bit closer to the... But then, Alita, so you understand that point. I'm finished that point.
All right.
But what if Alita, they understand that Carol's behavior will adversely affect her happiness? Would they then not allow her to do something? It seems to be the answer is no, because they'll give her a hand grenade that she could blow herself up with, Alita.
Well, first they would, if they thought it was too dangerous, like a nuclear bomb, they would sit down and explain the dangers of it first.
That was true.
But yeah, they would ultimately let her.
You got to inform somebody before they can consent.
It is interesting. It is truly, it does seem like they don't really care about her well-being. They care about her freedom, or like her individuality or whatever. Like they don't.
It's true.
Yeah, like she can do whatever she wants. She's free to probably kill herself if she really wanted to. Is the impression I'm getting. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's not like Zosha, whatever. Yeah, Zosha. It's not like she intervened when Carol unpinned the bomb or whatever. It was because she acknowledged that like she realized it wasn't a real thing. She thought it wasn't a real thing. Like if she thought it was real, I'm sure they'd probably just let her die. But they'd probably be a little stressed about it, like that guy at the end was. But I feel like they probably wouldn't stop her. Yeah. Did you also think she was going to take pills and kill herself on the couch at the beginning?
True, she got some. Yeah. Well, not at the beginning, but like in the middle.
Yeah,
somewhere,
like
right?
in the middle. Yeah, like toward the beginning.
She did get a lot of pills, and then I actually rewound the scene because I didn't understand. But I think what happened is she didn't take it with water; she took it with vodka or something, right?
Something like that, yeah. It was a weird way
But
to take
also,
it.
there's some pills that if you mix with alcohol, they do kill you, right?
This sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen something where that happened, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
if
what
it
it
happened
was.
in a movie, it
It
must
must be
be
real.
real.
Well, we're like a hive
You
mind.
know
That's
what else I
crazy.
loved, Leary?
What?
I liked that they acknowledged that it was probably sarcasm when they showed up, because I thought if they'd just
Yeah,
shown up and said, "Of course you can have a grenade," that would seem
true.
stupid because obviously she was being sarcastic. But they're smart enough to think it,
Well,
but they
yeah.
still know the little percentage is they still got to do it for some reason. They
It's
still got to give it to it.
it is the consistent characterization that we have even at the end of the episode where they're like pretty sure they know, but they're also nervous about being wrong. Like what if we don't want to offend her? Like we have to like at
Some
least show
doubt.
up. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's interesting. I like it. Yeah. But okay.
True.
What else have we got to talk about? I have another line
They didn't-
delivery.
Go ahead.
What about a bazooka and the thing that the bazooka shoots, a rocket or whatever? I thought that was very funny.
That's true.
Because who knows what it's
Is it
called? I got no idea.
There's this is like a thing though. I feel like I've heard a joke like this before when it's like, is the bazooka the thingy or the missile or something?
True. And
So
we
I
didn't get
thought it
any
was
clarification.
reminiscent of that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right.
A bazooka, or you're gonna use a bazooka to kill a fly? That's a saying.
Hmm. I feel like that is a saying, actually. Why is that a saying? Why do I know that? Is that from like a movie? What a weird
It's got to
saying.
be from something elite. I feel like that was in like Tom and Jerry or something. But what happened is Tom and Jerry visualized this saying in a funny gag.
Mm.
And then I'm sure Tom had it the wrong way and it exploded on him. Dumbass Tom. Now, is Tom the mouse or the cat? I'm pretty sure it's the cat.
That's right. Tom and Jerry.
Because he's a tomcat?
Yeah, maybe that. I don't know the law, but that sounds about
What
right.
is a tomcat just a boy cat?
I don't know the deep cat lore, but apparently the survivors like cats, right? Wasn't there like 3 of them who were like, oh, he likes cats. She likes
True.
cats. I'm like, yeah,
I
true.
like cats too.
And cats are great.
You
Yeah,
like cats
they're very
too.
cute.
No mutts. Nobody liked mutts here.
That is true. I don't like dogs. All right. What else do you want to talk about? Because I only want to talk about the last scene a little bit, and then I have some questions.
Sarcasm. We did not hang out with my favorite guy. Grocery store. We don't need power. True. I thought what they were going to say, Leary, is that we don't need power. We just remember where everything is.
True. But they
But
don't.
also they said like power is like to deter crime or something.
Well, they said
that's
like there's
probably
no real
like
need for it because it's like at night we don't work and there's like nothing to really prevent crime. Like we
Yeah,
don't
because
need
they all go to
prevent
bed
it.
at 6 p.m. because it's
Yeah.
efficient to work in the daytime or something.
Apparently, yeah. Like, do they work
Makes
7
sense,
days
I
a week?
suppose.
Do they have weekends? I'm curious. I guess.
No, why would
Has
they
it
have
even been a week
weekends?
yet? What's the timer at right now? Like 4 days or
It was
something?
4, right? 4 days?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, here's a prediction we can make right now. What's the ultimate highest number we're going to reach by the end of this? Like, if it is a one season or a whole show, what are we going to get
Of
to by the end of
days
this?
past,
Yes.
it could be anything, Alira.
This is what I'm going with. 365. It's going to be exactly 1 year, and that's going to be the big thing. It's like, oh, we've been a whole year like this.
Because what if we start counting back down, you idiot? Now,
That is
also,
true.
like, there's a possibility that we do the Attack on Titan thing, and we are 170 million years in the future in the last one. You didn't think about that, did ya?
That is true. I guess that is possible. Stuff like that is just too awesome that like nothing ever does it. It's not going to happen. I don't have faith in even this show to do that.
You know what, Alita?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's going to happen, our great Carol is going to be alive. And we don't want to put too much aging makeup on her, so the max is 6 years.
See, this is why Doctor Who is so great, because they do aging makeup, and they can make you look 95, and you can never tell what's going to happen. It's a time travel
Well, this show is no Doctor Who. What can I tell you?
I know there's one thing I want. I just want to see the scientific development we've been talking about, okay? I know it's only been 4 days, I want to get a little bit of a time jump so we can see science, like, evolve, and maybe even see them, like, experiment on Carol a little bit. Like, that stuff would be interesting, like, to see them try and integrate her.
No, that's evil.
That is true.
That would be funny if they think they're allowed to, like, beat the shit out of her as long as they don't kill her, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Leary, there is one more dot point I have.
Oh, please, go ahead.
Aren't planes just the worst?
I mean, not really, actually. I think they're okay. Like, they could be way worse.
I saw when they kept going past the bathroom door, I'm like, I hate the plane bathroom door. It pisses me off. And it's ugly, and I don't like the material. And then it's always small in there, and I gotta pee all the time, Alita.
And it's like you never know when the plane is gonna bump around, so you're like, oh no, my god, it could be right now. It could be happening. Wait, what are you? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You've been on a plane that's like a total of like
I
1
was
hour
gonna
or
bring this
something,
up.
right? What are you
Yeah.
talking
The
about?
longest plane
Oh my
ride I've been
God.
on is 3.5 hours. It was hell,
See,
Yuri.
you
What
don't
was I
even need
gonna
to
do?
use the bathroom. You're crazy. Oh my
Oh,
God.
first of all, Leary, I'm going at least 3 times in 3 hours. Don't be ridiculous.
Jesus.
But also, yes, I don't. I'm a little rich boy complaining that
True.
I can't
You know,
finish the
it is a
trip.
little paradoxical though, because the long flights are like way more stable. Like when you like cruising at altitude or whatever, it's like really stable. Like, and it's pretty good.
Nobody cares about the plane rocking. I've
True.
never even had that, Leary.
Well, that's because you haven't flown that much. But
I've been
the
on a plane 7 times in my life, Leary.
does that include like a one-way trip is like one, or like a whole trip is like one to
No,
two
that
trips? Or
includes getting there and going back every time.
lovely. All right, good for you.
Wait, no, then it would be 8.
Yeah, it would have to be an even number, I would assume. Yeah.
Canberra twice, New Zealand twice.
Mm-hmm. And how many planes were in this episode? We had one to get to the place, one to get back. That's probably it, right? 2 planes, not that bad.
Just one, they were just coming back.
Oh yes, in this episode, yeah, true.
Stupid.
But okay, I just want to talk about this last scene. So, well, what can I say? It's just really good. I was like this is like, what can I say? This is a scene that is like, it just perfectly resonates with me. Where the whole time I'm like, ask for a nuclear bomb, ask for please ask for a nuclear bomb. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, and she keeps stepping it up every time. I'm like, oh, if she said tank, it's gonna stop with tank. And then she says nuclear bomb. I'm like, oh, she said it. I can't believe it. I'm so like, I was so looking forward to her saying it. I was expecting the show not to do it because I'm like, there's no show would never do this. They wouldn't, because then like it opens a whole can of worms about nuclear weapons. And she did it, and I was so happy. And the guy who had a great performance reacting to it, he was like really nervous, but also like he was gonna do it. And I was like, this is lovely. I was very happy with this scene.
So, Elitery, the only thing I know about nuclear bombs is the great movie Oppenheimer. So, you're telling me, how big is a nuclear bomb nowadays?
What a
Big
lovely question. I truly have no idea. I would imagine it's the size of a car would be my guess, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. And that Oppenheimer one was like the size of a bus or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
A car. Now, what if it was really small? First of all, that would be cool. So, I guess they could just drop a car at her front door. What the fuck's she gonna do with that?
Yeah, nothing. And she'd have to instruct them to go deploy it somewhere. But like, where would she? She's not going to get a nuclear bomb, okay? I don't think so. She's just.
They're gonna get her one.
Well, the real question is Carol going to give in to like the power she has in this new society? Do you think she'll request stuff now, or like?
Yeah, probably it'll start because she rejected the food.
Yeah.
And then she made herself food, but she didn't like it. She was like, ate it once and then threw it on, because obviously Helen cooks. This girl ain't cooking.
Yeah.
So I think she'll start requesting things, and maybe that'll be a little slippery slope she gets into, and then she's gonna have sex with our favorite girl. And she's gonna be just like our favorite guy for real. And then she'll have to meet up with him again, and they'll relate to each other. No, and then he'll have changed.
Yes.
Now, I had something to say about nuclear bombs. Oh, is this a great question, Leary? So, you know in video games where you shoot, like, the gasoline tank and it all blows up and kills, like, 5 guys at once?
Yeah.
If you shot a nuclear bomb, would it explode?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
No.
But you know what? Who knows?
Then you wouldn't want it in your front yard.
I don't know. I'm no nuclear
What if you
expert.
drove a car into the car-sized nuclear bomb?
What a lovely question. I think my understanding is, okay, for a nuclear bomb to go
Ask
off,
ChatGPT.
you need to have enough. I don't know. I actually don't know how it works, because I know you need to have enough uranium, or fissile material is what they call it, so that the chain reaction gets kicked off. And I know that in one of those 2 bombs they put on Japan, they ignited it by having 2 smaller spheres, and they threw them at each other, and then that created enough of like energy and enough like initial reaction to sustain like a chain reaction. So I don't know enough about this, but I feel like maybe if you shoot it, maybe it would go off, but also maybe it wouldn't, because you wouldn't be actually changing the mass or anything. So I have no idea. Technology, am I right?
No, I don't understand these things. I gotta watch Oppenheimer again.
Yes. So,
okay.
Do you think Carol actually cares about Zosha, or do you think she's just a good person who like cares about people in general?
She seems to care about a lot of people, Leo. She's always crying that she killed somebody she doesn't know, but also, obviously, she's in love with the great Zosha or whatever.
I think
she did try to save that guy that was hanging upside down.
Yes, that is true. I think it's I do think it is the element of seeing Helen in her. Yeah, but I just don't know how. Like, if I'm Carol and I like love Helen and I'm a woman,
because she kept telling him to forget Helen. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, but like to forget Helen is to like condemn her soul to death, right? Which I don't know if she will. I don't know. I
No,
don't think
because she will remember.
that is true. She will solely remember. Yeah.
But also, they're not actually forgetting her. They're just gonna not bring up stuff that she knew, right?
That is true. And they didn't listen to her, like, which is kind of crazy because they listen to everything else she says, but they wouldn't forget Helen, which means that they can't, I guess. But yeah.
But they did have an excuse for everything they brought up.
That is true. Yes. Food for thought, you know.
Oh.
What?
I was just gonna say food for thought. Wow.
Yes. Okay. One more question. Well, actually, I don't know why I had this question for you because it's not really, but there's another. We've done the great Better Call Saulisms. Obviously, the cold open teasers are like one of them. The type of comedy that was in the first episode was another one of them. I wonder, when are we gonna get our first time lapse? Okay, this is something Better Call Saul is like known for. It's like elaborate, complex like time lapses that span large periods of time and have really cool like transitions and everything. I wonder if we're gonna get one of those in this, or if that's maybe a different team was working on that, so they don't.
How come they didn't do it when they were filling up all the shelves at the supermarket?
That is true. Yeah, they're just saving it. They're saving it for the really good time lapse one day that they'll do.
They lost the technology. They don't know how to do it anymore.
True. And then my only other note is, I love the ending song. It was like another language. It had like a weird voice was singing it, and it was kind of cool. And I listened to it quite a bit.
The last episode ending song, which I actually forgot to bring up, I wanted to bring this up, was just an English pop song, but in a different language.
Oh,
I forget which one it was.
Know that
because I definitely recognize the song, and I'm like, I was like singing the English lyrics in my head. I forget the song now because it was like 3 hours ago, Leary. I feel like I was gonna watch out for this one to see if it was the same thing.
Could be,
but I didn't.
It was definitely another language, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe that's a little motif they've got going on.
That's right. All right.
But Alita wouldn't know a hit song if it hit him in the face.
That is true. My era of music was the early 2000s and then TikTok music. So if it's one of those,
you didn't even know the song from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That was from the early 2000s.
You know what? I knew popular songs from the early 2000s, not obscure, like small bands that no one's ever heard of kind of songs, okay?
Not true.
Anything else you want to say about this episode? Oh, go ahead, please.
Yes, Illyria, I got a question. If you were to give Pluribus after 3 episodes a score, what would you score it? Is this a 10 out of 10 show for you?
Let me think. I think this is... I mean, yeah, probably. I really like the show. It's either a 9 or a 10. It's like everything that's made for me. I could not... the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is that I have no idea where it's going still. Like, I don't know where it's going to end up. But right now, I'm loving this a lot.
True. Now, I don't think I would give it a 10. Now, it's interesting, because I'm currently watching Succession, Alita. What a television program. And I'm hesitant to even give that a 10, and I definitely like that show more than this one. But this one, it's just got such an original concept, such a engaging conceit, such a... I just got to watch the next one. True. Yeah. Anything can happen. Now, in the context of Succession, you kind of believe anything can happen, but, it's about a business, Alita. So, they're going to be in an office or something. But this one, they could be in an office or they could be on the moon, Alita. You want to go to the moon? Maybe we can.
True.
Do you think? Because it's set in 2025, Alita, I'm assuming. They could go to the moon. They could say, you guys got to get us on one of Elon's thingies to the moon. Now, I think they just go to space, Alita. But I'm sure they could get it to the moon.
That's very possible. We could have a whole cold open that's like following one of the other like 12 people. Just seeing what they're doing in there. And they could go to the moon. Who knows? Anything could happen.
That's definitely true, and we could have another heartbreaking final scene on the moon, just like that other show we watched. What was its name again?
Oh, who knows? You guys will have to find out one day and not get spoiled.
No.
True. But, yeah, that's it.
What else was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I guess it's like a 9 or something, or maybe an 8 or something. It's, I don't know.
It's very good is what you're saying.
It's very engaging, and it's good. But I guess it hasn't resonated with me too fondly. There's not been a character beat, a great moment where I've gone, wow. I've just gone, but a good
Yeah.
But we'll see, Leary. The night is young and full of possibilities. That's what Melisandre always said.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. How does this compare to the last season of Game of Thrones?
A little bit better, I guess.
It's good to hear.
Well, when Arya found that horse, that was a pretty cool moment.
That was a very cool moment, yeah. What a good episode. Okay. Everyone, thanks for watching.
Tuesday, see you.
Yeah, see you next time. And subscribe right now to both my channel and click on the description and click on Secondary ENT and go subscribe to that too.
And Footy ENT.
You don't have to subscribe to that one, but bye-bye.